Hi, and welcome to the SuccessPaTh show, where Christian business owners share their tips for success to show you how to succeed more effectively with your kingdom goals. I'm your host, Violet Detre, and I have an amazing guest today. His name is Darren Pickering, and Darren is the owner of All Seasons Motorsports in Cranbrook, British Columbia. Unfortunately, due to being overly focused on financial wealth for decades, which made him work more than most people do in their whole life, this caused a lot of turmoil in Darren's life. But now Darren has a more God-centered focus. He trusts in God's grace and teaches others the importance of having a healthy balance between money and relationships. Welcome, Darren.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. Yes, we're so glad to have you here. And I'm sure that the viewers are so eager to find out your success secrets. What's behind the man? How did you get here? So if we can start, what got you interested in business in the first place?
I've always had side businesses as I worked for other companies, mostly just trying to be my own boss and always trying to better myself and help people. And I just focused on working a whole pile. So I've always been a worker ever since I was 13 years old. I've been working full time, summers, after schools, weekends. It's just what I'm made of, I suppose.
And you preferred working to, let's say, going out and play with your friends, or nowadays kids play a lot of video games. What do you think caused that drive in you?
I would say I grew up fairly poor with a big family and one income, so we didn't have much. And I had friends that all grew up in more wealthier families compared to us, so they always had all the toys and the new toys and cool stuff. And as I grew up, I didn't want to grow up poor, and I didn't want my kids to grow up poor, so I focused on finances. That was my goal, was to just keep doing better. And I had a brother and one of my best friends. We compared each other's finances every year for years. We were in competition with each other to see who could do better.
Yeah, I know competition can be a real driver, and it could, for me, it's one of the things that keeps me going sometimes. And for example, when I'm running by myself, I don't run as fast as I'm running with somebody.
That's true.
So I know that can help, or it can also hurt if you, I guess, it could go the other way. So you have to be careful.
That's true.
Why motorsports?
I've loved playing with toys since I was a kid. Dirt bikes, snowmobiles, dune buggies, cars. I grew up with the passion for it, I suppose. So I thought I wanted to start a business, and in my lifetime of playing in our town, there's been about 20 dealerships come and go since I was a kid. So I finally decided to start a dealership that was going to be around for a long time. And to date, I've been the longest single-owned motorsports dealership in this town since I was a kid.
Congratulations. What an accomplishment.
Yeah, thank you. It didn't always go smoothly, though. It came with challenges. Even the competition with my brother and my best friend, I won the finance end of it, but I'm also the only one divorced now. So it took a toll.
Yeah, and speaking of challenges, which, the reason that I started this show is because I saw that there was a gap between people that, do make it to success. And then there's people that just fail. They're miserable. They're, maybe in debt as well, or maybe like you, they cost them some relationships. So we're trying to figure out, where's that gap? How do we help our brothers and sisters in Christ? Because we have it in us to succeed. And like you teach others, success is not just about wealth, but also having that healthy balance between money and relationships.
Yeah.
How did you realize that, hey, I need to pay attention to, there's more than money out there?
Well, I've been on my own, separated for almost 9 years and officially divorced now. And I realized through that time that I had focused, my priority was to be financially wealthy, not look after my family. So it depends where your priorities are, is where you're successful in life at. Some people focus on a relationship as successful and they just work day to day. They might only work 4 to 6 hours a day, but they have a happy relationship, but they also can't afford to do anything. I focus the other way on money. I can afford to do what I want, but cost me a marriage over it. So it depends where your priorities are.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And Darren, some people, like for example, my husband and me, we had some struggles in real estate. We lost several multifamily properties. And some people just give up if they experience some type of loss like that, some type of devastation, whether it be in relationships or business. What got you motivated to overcome the turmoil, the loss, and continue going?
You just have to learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes, whether it's relational, business, with your kids, driving, it doesn't matter. Everybody makes mistakes. You have to learn from them and move forward and be a better person.
And how can others also do the same?
Well, it depends what they have as their priorities, I suppose. Some people in my situation would start focusing heavier on finances after they lost a relationship and throw themselves back into work. And it's never going to get better relationship wise, but their businesses might just boom and be successful. Where I'm slowing down, I'd rather not make as much money, but focus on, I have a great relationship with my kids. We hang out lots, we do lots. Eventually I'll have another lady in my life. And
amen.
Yeah. And that will be more of a priority to me than trying to just continue being financially wealthy.
And that says so much about you, Darren.
Finances are nothing without relationships with people.
That's right.
And the richest people in the world are the most unhappy people in the world.
So true. And I love it because, Darren, when we were talking earlier, you told me that your store is only open a few days a week. Was that part of that, balancing time and money?
No, we're still open 5 days a week, but I make sure that I have a little bit more staff. So it costs me more money to have more staff instead of working harder and longer hours to do everything myself to make more money. So I just made a priority to hang out with my kids over being at work, so I don't need as many employees.
And that's so interesting to me because that's a very bold step. A lot of business owners would say, hey, if I'm open more hours, I'm going to miss out on clients if I close for those 2 days. Like, how much money am I going to lose doing that? But yet your business has flourished and it's been the longest one that's been open in your region. So amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Over the last 8 years, I've became Christian, and I've been more generous with giving, donating, tithing, helping people out. And it's strange to see, or it's awesome to see, my business is flourishing the more I help other people. I can't explain it. It's just it's pretty good. So
I guess that's part of God's economy, right? Because in the world, it doesn't make sense. But when you look at, God's principles that he set for us, even though it doesn't make sense in our carnal minds, they work. And you're proof of that.
Exactly. Yeah. And the more I help other people out, it seems the more my business succeeds, and I don't even have to be there all the time. So wow. God is powerful. You just got to believe in him.
Yes. What an awesome success principle. And one of the other things that I noticed about you, Darren, is when we first spoke about you coming on the show, you said, well, we'll try it out. And if it doesn't work, if we do our interview, we can try it again. and you were so nonchalant about it. And I think that, you know, to me, it was very impressive, because a lot of the people that I hang around with, they're such perfectionists. They want everything to go right the first time, and they get so, like, in this state that is just unproductive. So where does that come from?
I don't know. I used to be a perfectionist and everything had to be perfect. And I finally realized my way of doing something, somebody else will have a different way, but in the end, it still gets the job done. So you have to let other people do it their way, because they aren't me. So to do it perfect, it's never going to happen. Everybody has mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I've never done a Zoom meeting before. This is my first one ever. So I think it's going okay. Maybe I fumbled. Maybe I made mistakes. I don't know, but I'm human. I'm no different than anybody else.
Yes, and I think
when you finally get to the realization nobody's perfect, things just start to go a little smoother.
Yeah, and I think that some people are realizing, because at least myself, when I was growing up here in the States, the CEOs, the executives, they had to put on airs, they had to put on a mask. If something went imperfect, you know, just forget it. But nowadays, people are realizing that the more real you are, the more relatable you are.
Yep.
And they want to know you more. They want to know about, hey, how can I help you?
Yep. Yeah, that's very true. When they see that you're authentic and real, they're more willing to communicate with you and support you. And where if you're this out in the open, you're the perfect image and you don't have any flaws, any mistakes, they look at you as perfection. They don't even want to talk to you because they're afraid.
Wow. So powerful.
Yeah.
So Darren, you talked about teams. Are there any success tips that you have for those people that are running a team? How to motivate your salespeople?
I've always led by example. I would never ask my staff to do anything that I wouldn't do or help them do. So people don't want to work for somebody that just dictates and tells them what to do. You have to be part of the team.
And what kind of environment do you focus on building in your All Seasons Motorsports business?
We're still a little like a ma and pa kind of shop where everybody's welcome. They come in, they hang out. We have snowmobile videos going, dirt bike videos, side-by-sides, street bike racing. We have music going. People can just come in and talk. They don't feel obligated to come through our door and spend money. They actually just come and hang out. So it's a very welcoming place. Where I've been to other businesses, similar competitive businesses or similar to mine, you go in, all you are is a number. They don't want to help you. They don't talk to you unless you walk up to the counter. Hey, I want to buy this. Okay, they ring you through. That's not where you want to support. So, and it goes for any business. If you're a people person and your employees are helpful, even if somebody just comes in and asks directions, oh yeah, sure, you help them, walk them outside, point the direction where they got to go, explain to them, and you're helpful. They remember that. Everybody remembers if you've helped them. They also remember if you've never helped them.
Yes. Wow.
I think I might have been on a tangent there.
Pardon?
I think I might have got lost there on a tangent.
No, that's perfect. I think that is super helpful. And I'm even learning from this. Some of the things that you said, it's like, ouch, I need to, pay more attention. There's a lot of opportunity for growth there from some of the things you've said. So I appreciate that.
I'm glad I can help, I suppose.
Definitely. So Darren, let's tell the audience about your business. What kind of things, what kind of machinery do you have, and how can it benefit people that are, if they ever go by Cranbrook, BC?
Well, we live in the mountains and everybody in our shop has fun. We have people that stop in. We have people that come from 8 hours away and they plan ahead. They plan to stop in. They'll phone ahead to have parts ready, and they stop in for a visit on their trip through, or they travel here to play, whether it's snowmobiling, dirt biking, 4x4ing, and they come hang out and visit us because they've been doing it over the years. And yeah, we're just a full-on motorsports dealership, and we all like to have fun. Every one of us is an enthusiast.
Fun. That's a major business necessity.
Fun. We promote having fun because life is too short. You never know when your last day is, so you want to make sure you have fun every day.
That's right. And I really appreciate snowmobiles because my husband and I were skiing in Switzerland, and we got lost somewhere since we couldn't read, the language. We didn't understand the map, and we thought we were going to a very easy slope, very high in the mountains. And it was actually one of the hardest slopes. And I told my husband, I can't slow down. And somehow there was a snowmobile up there. like if God put it there, because this was my first time skiing. And so they took me safely down the mountain, and my husband had a very memorable story to tell rolling down the mountain like the abominable snowman.
I can picture it now.
So I really appreciate, snowmobiles. What other kind of vehicles do you have? I saw that you have some ATV type vehicles.
Yeah, we have ATVs, single rider, two rider. We have side-by-sides, up to 6-seaters, dirt bikes, street bikes, anything to do with motorsports. And it's fun. I recommend it.
How about, my husband was wondering if you have like water jet skis.
No, I have one personally, but we don't sell them because in the mountains where we live, we're lucky to get 5 good hot weekends a summer. So it's too small of an area, and the weather just doesn't permit to have a water sports dealership in our town. There's never been one that has succeeded. So 4 hours any direction, there's big dealerships. So.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a newsletter. If people go to your website, they can sign up to your newsletter. What kind of tips?
No, we don't really do newsletters. We post the odd picture on our Facebook. We try and post a weekly video, update videos once a week of just some cool stuff we're doing, whatever sport we're doing that week. We've been lacking on that a little bit because it's been so hot. And then we have a Facebook page that we post stuff on. We're a little bit slow on the social media because we're too busy out having fun.
Yeah, you have your priorities straight.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're in a small town. We're not trying to expand business as per se, trying to drag people from 4 hours away because they have their own dealers they have to support.
Right.
We just focus on our local dealers and advertise to them. And yeah.
Cool. So your website is allseasonsmotorsports.ca.
Correct.
And you also have a YouTube channel, I saw?
We do. Yeah. I haven't posted anything for a while. Same thing. Too busy out playing and don't have time to upload videos.
Hey, you've got to enjoy life, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got to get back on that.
And your physical address, where can people find you if they're ever by Cranbrook?
Yeah, we're in Cranbrook, BC. So it would be easy. If anybody came through, they would just Google us and find directions.
Awesome.
Very easy to find. We're right on the main highway through Cranbrook.
Great. So, Darren, is there anything specific that maybe God is speaking to your heart that you can share with those people that, they've tried everything they could in business, whether it be brick and mortar, whether it be online, but they feel like they failed?
I don't know if there's such thing as really failure. I guess it all depends who's looking at it as failure. Maybe it's just a hard time they're going through where they got to refocus and change how they're doing things a little bit. I think the one thing that I have failed in my life is my marriage, and I felt for a long time that I failed at that, and that was hard on me because I've never failed at anything before. I've always just worked harder, worked longer, worked more hours, put in the time to make it better. And yeah, if you're going through a rough go, or whether it's financial, relationship wise, you just need to maybe take a step back and reassess what you're doing. Do some praying. Like I said, when I started tithing more and helping more people, my business took off on its own. I didn't even try to do anything. It was weird. There was no advertising, no going out looking for business, just started helping more people, and it started increasing business. It was, you reap what you sow, I guess, is the famous saying in the Bible. I don't know what else to say.
And you're a great example of that. And one of the things when I was preparing for today that came to my mind is when I'm on interviews, they've asked me, you know, what kind of legacy do you want to leave? And the verse that I tell them is Psalm 67:7, which says, God blesses you so that others will fear him. Or one other translation, it says, so that others will be in awe of him, of God. Mm-hmm. And I think, Darren, that you're a living example of that.
I would have to agree with you.
Yes, how God is blessing you so that other people will say, hey, what a good father. I want to be part of that family too.
Yeah. Yeah, I do hear that all the time. I'm a really good dad, and I do hear that one a lot.
So thank you so much for being such a great example of God's child, of a child of God. And, you know, I pray that you continue with your success, continue with, you know, applying everything that you've learned, and, you know, blessings on you and your family and all your endeavors.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on the show.
I appreciate it. And to the viewer, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, like this episode, share it. We'll put all of Darren's information in the description below. So if you're ever by Cranbrook, go visit him, go hang out. You know, he has a fun atmosphere. So who wouldn't want to visit Cranbrook and All Seasons Motorsports? I appreciate y'all being here. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.